Hello and welcome back to another video on the channel. I'm Dan, CableGuy, and today we're going to be unboxing the highly anticipated Emotiva BasX A3 3-channel power amplifier. Let's get into it. So here's a few words from Emotiva themselves when they were launching the range a few months back.
You're going to see at the beginning of the BasX series is launching with 5 new models: an A2 power amplifier, A3 power amplifier, A4, A5 and A7. 2 channels, 3 channels, 4 channels, 5 channels, and 7 channels.
So there we go, that's Emotiva's reasoning behind this range, a more budget-friendly range of power amplifiers for the home cinema enthusiast, and that certainly includes me. For anyone that doesn't know, as well as my main Stormtrooper channel with the content on original trilogy Stormtroopers, I've been in the electronics industry for nearly 20 years, so home cinema, home audio, all of those sides are very, very important to me, certainly a big hobby of mine. So to get a slightly more budget-friendly 3-channel amplifier to enhance the front soundstage of my humble home cinema was just great, couldn't miss that. So I kept an eye on the websites, kept an eye to see when they were coming into the UK, and found a forum thread on AV forums, and thankfully the team at American Audio were very good in providing incoming dates and price points. So I favoured them with my business, ordered the amplifier, and they sorted it out very quickly for me. So big thanks to them for getting this arranged so quickly. We're going to go through the unboxing now, so let's have a look at that. We'll have a quick look at the installation and then we'll go into a few thoughts at the end. So over to me, but from somewhere else. So there we go, that's the intro out of the way. Let's get into the unboxing. So it's fresh off of the delivery truck today. Exciting wait for this one. It's June 18th today. And I believe this is one of the first batch into the UK. From what I hear, it's out of stock from the manufacturer themselves. So I'm in the UK, but obviously I believe this is an American company. And in fact, I can see on the box, designed in Nashville, precision crafted in China. So there we go, we've got a box in a box. I don't see much point in taking a box out of a box yet. Let's have a look at the inner box. There we go, so if we have a look in here, it's quite well packed so far. Let's have a look, so what have we got in here? Here we go, so the main power cable, which is, interestingly, that's an American plug. And I'm in the UK, so let's hope there's a UK power cable in here as well. And indeed, tucked down the side, a separate 3-pin UK power plug, which is handy. That could have been a bit of a disaster. Here we go, we've got the Emotiva user manual. That's rewardingly heavy. Right, let's now try and move the box. So here we are, let's start finding inside this unit. I do like the bag. I've seen this on other channels. That has got a lovely weight to it. I know that weight doesn't equal quality, but that feels very nice. Right, it's nicely taped up underneath to keep this outer bag in place. Let's work out which way it's going to unfold. There we go. Whoa, brushed metal. A closer look. Mildly disappointing. There is a slight scratch on the front face of the unit, but otherwise the overall finish of it looks very nice. Again, I don't have any Emotiva products, but the ones I've seen always look good quality. Obviously this needs to be peeled off. But again, the actual quality of the finish seems really nice. So it is very weighty. So there is just a very mild scratch on this front here, but let's face it, I've bought it for the sound. I haven't bought it exclusively for the front panel. So let's have a look. There we go. So I'm sure it's quite self-explanatory what's on here, but a 3-channel power amp, which is then going to be used to boost or to enhance my front soundstage, which at the moment is Bowers & Wilkins, but as of next month will become Arendal Sound. Hello to my lovely cat who always likes to appear in videos. So yeah, that's the back of the unit. As I say, 3-channel power amp, trigger in, trigger out, which is then allowing this to power up from an external trigger, and daisy chain out to another one, and status LEDs on or off. I've never had an Emotiva before, so I'll definitely have that on. I want to be showing off this bad boy. So anyway, that's the unboxing. As I say, that is a really, really nice piece of kit. I'm very impressed overall with the quality of the build. As I say, it is substantially heavy, which is great. It just feels high end. It feels nice, which is good. It's not flimsy, it's not plasticky. It's a solid built unit. So next up will be sort of the installation phase, and then we'll find out a little bit more about how I think it sounds compared to my current setup. Here we go, so we're around the back of the rack. So this is the Emotiva A3, the BasX A3. And then above that you've got the Marantz SR7011 AVR. So you'll now see on the left hand side of the Marantz, the front left, front right and center speaker terminals are now vacant. They are now empty. And we're using here, if I just try and dive my hand in, we've got 3 Van Dam RCA phonos coming out of the unit here. So this is out of the pre-outs on the Marantz AVR. And you can see those are snaking down underneath the rack shelf there. Again, away from any power supplies, by the way, just to keep that as separate as possible. And then you've got obviously the 3 RCAs coming in here on the back of the BasX A3. I'm using banana plugs for everything here, although I'm going to change those I think soon. Some of them are looking a bit tatty. But then of course you've got your main speaker cables coming in here. Pretty much all of this cinema room is QED cabling. So it's not the highest end, but it's also not the cheapest. It's not doorbell wire basically. So as I say, that is then the BasX A3 with all 3 channels. Center channel is channel 2 there, so that's in the middle, and then obviously left and right channels are either side, so channels 1 and 3. On the left you've also got the trigger input on the back of the Emotiva A3, and then on the back of the Marantz of course you've got the trigger output just there as DC out on the left hand side. So again, that's the back of the Marantz SR7011 amplifier, pre-outs from the pre-out section of course, as you do. So we're using the pre-outs here. Let's just actually try and get that focused. There we go. Using the pre-out section of the SR7011 amplifier and then running that down into the BasX A3. So next step is actually calibrating it and assigning the amplifiers. So I'll do a bit on that afterwards. That's the installation done. All the wiring is in place, so we are now good to go. Just need to do some configuration. So previously I had a 2-channel amplifier powering my top rear speakers, height channels, or Atmos as some people would call them, but that was a separate amplifier to power the top rear speakers in my setup, as it's a 7.2.4 Atmos system. So I've now reassigned the pre-outs to give pre-outs to the front 2 channels, left and right. So I'm now running those. So as I say, left, center and right are running through the BasX A3, and now all of the other channels are powered directly from the Marantz AVR, which makes things a bit easier. So far I am impressed. I've run the calibration and I have tested a bit of content, but I'm going to leave that for a separate video. So I hope that's been useful to see firstly the unboxing, actually get an idea of how it's packaged and what's in the box, and then as I say, seeing how it's wired up and a bit of the calibration that's required. A very useful video that I found was from Elan Osborne and it was fantastic, so I will link that, regarding how to configure the Marantz or Denon systems to offer the pre-outs. So again, that will be linked separately. A very, very useful view there, I thought. But anyway, I'll leave you with that for now, and I'll come back at another time with a bit of a review on what I think of the actual amplifier and its sound quality, for example. If you've enjoyed the video, please feel free to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.